This question is saying, let's talk resilience rather than what's causing climate change. Let's just agree on that things are changing and what can we do. So we take that one by one. Hugh?
Yeah, I'm going to take a different tack on resilience. I think obviously we've had a lot of catastrophic events and fires, floods, cyclones, and just the warming water certainly has a big impact on that. But there are a lot of physical things we can do to build in resilience and economic things. I worry more about social resilience, I think, and something I'm not sure we fully understand. How do small communities deal with repeated disasters? Queensland is the state of disasters, you'll be glad to know. Apparently, I think 90% of the money spent on disaster relief largely happens here, and we have them all. We have everything from fires to floods to cyclones and the lot. So I think we have a lot to learn. The Queensland Reconstruction Authority, the fire services, the emergency services are really experts in this sort of space. And a lot of the interesting research is how do you create communities that unavoidably will be impacted, often by multiple disasters on top of each other? And why do some rebound quickly, rebuild their economy? And I think Queensland is a relatively resilient state and the people are relatively resilient. Where are the points where sometimes those small communities fall over, and what do we have to do to give them the resources so they don't fall over? And there's a lot amount of social science research to be done in that space.
Excellent. I might take a page from your book and talk about a different kind of resilience as well, which is economic resilience. Tonight, I think we've talked about tipping points a bit, and the sneaky thing about tipping points is that they creep up on you incrementally until suddenly they've passed and everything has changed. Those underlying governing dynamics have changed. And a couple have happened, and our resilience depends on our response to them. Our economic resilience depends on our response to them. So one is that as a species, our awareness of climate change has reached a tipping point, and I think we see that in the commitments that are made, the scale of the commitments that are made, the fearlessness of those commitments, even in the face of uncertainty. I think that represents a tipping point in our global consciousness. The second tipping point that I talked a lot about and that I deal with every day is that the cost of action has changed. It no longer costs us our prosperity or even necessarily our comfort to take action. And so when I think about resilience, I think, are we going to take those tipping points and give it a red hot go as Australia? Are we going to reindustrialize on the back of cheap, clean power? Are we going to build our economic resilience because the rest of the world is moving? And are we ultimately going to tap into what could be a sustainable source of prosperity? That's the question. Are we going to grab that opportunity or not?
Okay, Greg?
I think the key to resilience is a richer society. If you look at graphs of the deaths from natural events over the last 100 years or so, there's a great site on the internet called Your World in Data, or Our World in Data. You'll see that as the world gets richer, the graph goes down like that. It's just a simple matter of, in a sense, common sense, that the more resources, which is what wealth is, the more resources we control, the more we can do about the more things. The better we can build houses so that they're more resistant to cyclones, for example. But those sorts of resilient systems and that sort of economy that relies on empowering individuals to look after their own interests and make their own decisions. It also relies on people being sufficiently well educated, and it also involves an honest conversation, because people have to actually understand truly what the options are and what the facts are, not have things pushed at them because it suits one interest or another. Now, it's very difficult to organise a society like that, but we in Australia have managed to do it, and we need to keep on doing what we're doing and valuing what we're doing. And this is a little bit off topic, but one thing that really annoys me about Australian politics at the moment is that there's a tendency from some quarters to put us down as a society, when in fact, when you look at all the societies they've been in all the time on this world, this is one of the best to be alive in. We're privileged, but we've earned that privilege too.